There is always a first question before the question, like older question of that first would be, does it really bothers me? Or it bothers me because of everyone else around me, or because I think it's a wrong concept that the dog pees all over the house, or the dog's aggressive. The question is, what really bothers me about my dog behavior? Because sometimes you'll find the people that have an aggressive dog that doesn't bother them at all. Would bother all the neighbors, will bother all the friends, will bother everyone else rather than themselves. So the question is really, what bothers me about my dog? So the first question to answer would be, what does really bother me in my dog's behavior? Because sometimes it can be misbehavior, whatever the misbehavior is. But sometimes protection of the owner can go so deep, so we actually see our pets or our dogs get sick in our behalf, just to deliver the message. It seems like interaction of the kids with the parents. The kids would do everything to save the parents. And that's a pretty much common model of behavior that we see over and over in a family constellation. And then I should focus really on thinking deeper about why this type of the behavior of my dog is bothering me. And it's always, going the big picture, as I have, little questionnaire on the end of the book. The first question would be, like always, that I like to ask on my therapy and on my sessions about how the dog entered the house. So what was the time of my life when I got an idea, and when I gave the action to that idea, and finally I got the dog in my life. And you will always find that there is a significant moment of our life where we actually felt the need for the growth, the need for some time very deep emotionally breakthroughs or breakdowns, no matter are they happy events or sad and traumatic events. Or it can be like on this little world, it would be like, oh my God, I got it as a present from my mom, and I got it as a present from my cousin, or I just find it on the street, or whatever would be the reason and how actually that really happened. The much bigger of the question would be when it happened, and who was I when actually that event of dog entering my house was happening. Sometimes it can be in childhood, and it said like, I have a dog since I know for myself. But then again, the big question is, how do I remember myself, and who am I? And that's again guiding us to the really good cause of having a dog on the first hand. And the later on is the question to be asked, if would be a message, if my dog would be a soul messenger, what this behavior message would be about. And that slowly it can guide us into different hidden patterns of, dramas that we play on our own or in behalf of the people we love, we care about, we are in need of attention of, or other kind of. So the first way of the dog talking to me would be through his behavior. He can't tell me like a kid would tell me, like a best friend would tell me. He doesn't have an ability to talk. Wherever all the scientists did find out that the two dogs and the wolves or the animals are not communicating in between each other by barking. They would just have a different type of the body language. They would show the teeth. They would growl. They would do other type of the communication rather than barking. And that's how the dog actually communicates with the man. The dog is trying to say to the man something by barking. but then the man can't understand that language, and then the dog needs other type of the communication, and then the dog has other type of misbehavior things to show to the man on one stage, and on the other stage, if that doesn't get through, then the illnesses of all kind will be also in place, just to save the man in order to save himself.